what we skipped. Actually, we'll learn what we skipped. Okay? So you're going to be fine. First of all, let's talk about decimals. We're just going to rename these and write them in standard form, which means with a decimal. Okay? Now, here's the trick. The last digit I write will be in the tenths place. So, the tenths place up here is going to have a 0. So, this is 10 tenths. Do I need to write the decimal in the 0?
No.
No. So this would be 90 tenths, correct? But what do I not have to write? Okay. 93 tenths. Do you want to finish the rest of the tenths?
Yeah.
So go to here and then stop. Okay. Did I do it right?
Yep.
Okay. So the last digit I write is in the tenths place. Okay? This is unit form. I changed it to standard form, and we're going to start using those words again today. So now I have some hundredths, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay, 9 hundredths. So that would be 0.09. Very good. So 10 hundredths, this zero's got to be in the hundredths place. So
0.01.
that's right. So this is actually 10 hundredths is actually what? What number is that? 1/10. Okay. So 90 hundredths would look like that. So that is 9 tenths. Good. Okay, you want to finish the hundredths? And then check them with mine, okay? No. Just the 0 in the ones place. You don't have to put the other zeros on. I might put some on just so I know you're not confused. Sound good?
Yeah.
And then we can go back and erase them. Okay, so which ones of these can I get rid of?
0.
All the zeros
No.
that are at the end, right?
Yeah.
So watch what I'm erasing here. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one. This is a little review of lesson 24, which for you, it's actually the first time you've seen lesson 24. I don't know why I did this, but I put them in the wrong order. I want to start with 8 divided by 4. Okay? So I'm not sure why I put them in the wrong order. Wasn't thinking. So 8 divided by 4 is 2, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So how is that going to change if I do 8 divided by 40? And I thought that I couldn't divide a small number by a large number. Well, you thought that in 4th grade. We now know in 5th grade you can. So let's review how we do this, okay? So the first thing I want to do is I want to decompose this 40. You agree?
Yep.
And I'm going to make it 4 and 10. So this is going to look like 8 divided by 4 divided by 10. Okay? Put your parentheses here. Let's do the 8 divided by 4 first. So 8 divided by 4, we already know. 2. I've got to do 2 divided by 10 now. No. Well, let's look at this decimal trick here. Is 10 a power of 10? So I can use the decimal trick. Decimal trick says when I divide, move the decimal to the left. So where's the decimal in the 2? At the end, right? If I'm going to move it to the left, how many places? 1. What's my answer going to be? 2/10. And yours is down there, isn't it? Okay, all right. So, those of you who said it was 5, you know what you accidentally did in your mind? You flipped them around. If I'm going to do 2 divided by 10, it's going to look like this. We're not used to that, are we? But we can do it because we know about decimals. Okay? So our brains are going to have to change the way we think. Remember what I said. It's not the largest number that goes in the doghouse. It's the first number that goes in the doghouse. Okay, let's go to the next one. That would be right over here. So, there's 2 ways to do this. I can take the decimal out and put it back in. Right?
Yeah.
So I can think of this as 12/10 divided by 3, 4. But 4/10 looks like this, correct?
Yep.
Okay, start with bananas, you end with bananas. Start with tenths, you end with tenths. All right, so let's look at this. I'm going to decompose the 30 into what? 3 and 10. So I'm going to write 1.2 divided by 3 divided by 10. And I put the parentheses around the first 2 numbers. We already know that 1.2 divided by 3 is 4/10, don't we? So we'll do 4/10 divided by 10. You need to focus. Alan, how am I going to solve this? Hop the decimal. How many places? Once. Which way? Left. Because we're dividing. How you doing?
Good.
Okay, this is sort of a mental math strategy. Because technically, we could probably hop that decimal in our head, couldn't we? To figure out the answer. Okay, let's go down to the next ones.
Because you had 1 0.
Okay, so now I'm going to do 96/10 divided by 3. 9, okay, I can do this in my head. Or I could do this, if that was easier. But I think, just can you stop for a minute? I'm trying to record here. So if I do 6 divided by 3, what's that?
2.
And if I do 9 divided by 3,
There's 3.
so put your decimal in, 3.2. Okay? Mrs. Lowry, am I right?
Yes, I believe
Okay. So now I'm going to go down here. Going to decompose the 30 into
That's fine.
3 and 10. We already know that 9.6 divided by 3 is 3.2. Now we're going to divide by 10. Tell me what to do, Aziel.
You move the decimal to the left.
Oh, I love it. Move the decimal to the left 1 time.
Correct.
Okay, how are we doing?
Good.
All right, this one's a little easier, except we're hundredths. So 45 hundredths divided by 5. Well, I just do 45 divided by 5. What's that?
7.
So,
9. So remember, if I start with hundredths, I end with hundredths. So it's going to be 9 hundredths. Now, I'm going to go back to what I just said. I start with hundredths, I end with hundredths. Remember, that only works when you're dividing by a whole number. If this were a decimal, that would not work. Start with bananas, end with bananas. Only works with whole numbers. Okay? All right. Caitlin, Fernando, we said that for you. They're not here, remember?
I'll go bed.
It's okay. All right, so I'm decomposing here, aren't I?
Yes.
So 45 hundredths divided by 5 divided by 10. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay, 45 hundredths divided by 5. What is it?
900.
9 hundredths.
Oh, no, 9. No.
So my answer?
It would be 9,000.
9 thousandths. Very good.
I don't know.
Okay. So don't worry, there's more. There's more decimals. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Okay. This is fun. Okay, for the sake of time today, I'll do the skip counting on this. You don't have to. Sound good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the first thing I have to do is change 15.4 to unit form. So I'm going to take out the decimal and write the place value. What place value is the 4 in? Tenths. So that's the first thing you write. Okay? Now I'm going to round my divisor. What's my divisor?
32.
32. What am I going to round it to?
30.
Okay, write that down and then wait. When we're doing long division, after I round my divisor, what do?
You skip that.
I do. So I'm going to skip count by 30s because I'm going to find a number close to 154. What is it? 150. However, it's 150 tenths. So 150 tenths is what number?
150.
What number is 150? 15. So I'm going to do 15 divided by 3 divided by 10. I just didn't show the little decomposing part on 30. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
I decomposed to 30. So 15 divided by 3, what is it?
5.
And 5 divided by 10. It's not 5.
5 tenths.
5 tenths. Let's see. If I hop it once to the left,
It'll be 5 tenths.
it'll be 5 tenths.
Ours is weird.
I'm sorry they don't look the same. Okay, let's go over and do this one. All right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to change this to 298 what?
Tenths.
Do I need to start pulling sticks?
Yes. Yes.
Or Isaac could just stop answering. I'm just teasing you, Isaac. He's just so fast this morning. You guys are going to have to wake up. Catch up with Isaac here. Okay, what am I going to round this divisor to?
30.
Okay. So again, skip counting. Can we just use the same ones?
Yeah.
Okay, except I didn't go far enough. Okay. So which one's closest to 298? 270. Technically, I could decompose both of those, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to decompose the 30, right?
Yes.
Into 3
Tenths.
and 10. Now look at 270. I need to change it back to standard form. 27.
27.
Good. So 27 divided by 3.
9.
You're still not beating Isaac. Come on, kids. 9 divided by 10.
9 tenths.
9 tenths. Very good.
I said 0.9 instead of 9 tenths.
Okay, let's look at this one. Changing it to unit form. Am I still in tenths?
Yes.
253 tenths.
I am?
100.
I mean
Hundredths.
hundreds.
Good one. Hundredths. How do I know it's hundredths?
Because it ended at 100.
Yeah, it's got 2 decimal place values, doesn't it? Okay, so what will I round 43 to?
40.
So what will I skip count by?
4s.
Tell me if I mess up. Is that far enough?
Yes.
Actually, that's the furthest I would ever go, up to 4 times 9. So 253, which one is closest? Which one? 240. So Now, I've got to decompose the 40.
4 and 10.
4 and 10. 240 is what number?
24. No.
Hundreds. 2.4. Awesome. Where do my parentheses go? Okay. So here's how I do this. In my head, this is what I say. 24 divided by 4 equals 6. What place value did I start with? So it has to be 6/10. Okay? 6/10 divided by 10.
Hundreds.
Okay, how are we doing? All right.
Bling, bling.
All right, this is the next problem, and this is basically the lesson today, sort of. Okay? So we're going to do both of these problems, and they're actually a review of lesson 22. 22. So not even 23 that we did yesterday. So go ahead and get them on there. And we're not going to check with multiplication, so we don't need 4 columns. We're just going to use 3. So I'm going to do this one first. And over here I'm going to have, this is going to be my skip counting, my estimating, and my guess and check. Did you see where I just pointed? Okay. So first thing I want to do after I get this written down, decide where my box goes.
On 90.
On 90. Okay? So that means, look at the board, I'm going to have at least 2 estimation lines, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm putting them down here because I have more room. Okay? Did you feel her head? Okay, my next step would be round my divisor, correct?
See,
So what am I going to round it to?
30.
So yes, you're going to skip count this time. I have no idea, so I'm going to stop at 150. Okay?
I stopped at 180.
Shh.
So
So which number over to the side is closest to 90?
90.
However, I rounded my divisor down. So I'm thinking 90 might be too big for 32. So let's go with 60. Very good. So 6 divided by 3?
2.
Okay, over here in the guess and check, don't write very big, okay? Because I know what's coming. We're going to write 32 times 2. Because we thought 3 would be too big. Is 3 too big?
No.
Yeah, it's 96. Okay, so where will I write my 2?
On top of the 0.
Very good. And my 64. I regrouped in my head, so tell me if I did it right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, we ready? Is 26 less than 32?
Yes.
So bring down
4.
4.
Now I have to go higher.
Ooh, we do.
They've already did. Goldfish.
So which number is closest to 264? 240. All right. So 24 divided by 3,
8.
8. Okay, Sergio, what do I write in the guess and check?
32 times 8.
Awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, that is perfect.
Mine wasn't. I got 256. Did I do something wrong?
Yeah, that's what we got.
Okay.
That's what everybody got.
Okay. So My answer to this looks like it's going to be 28 remainder 8. Okay? Now, I noticed something up here. That circle. Yeah, it's the alligator. So greater than, less than, or equal to. So we're gonna figure out which one's larger after we do the second one. Okay? Do you want to take a guess? No, we're not going to check today. There's no room. There's no time. You want to take a guess? Let's just wait and see what happens, okay? All right.
I think it's going to be 9.
So, first thing I want to do, decide where my box goes.
45.
Okay? So that means I'm going to need at least 2 estimation lines. What should I skip count by?
15.
15. Was she there, Yasmin?
Yeah.
Give you a cough drop? Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to skip count by 15s. I know how far I have to go this time. I'm just going to go there. You're copying my multiples of 15?
Oops.
Okay, same problem as last time. It looks like 45 is what I need, but I rounded down, or I moved my divisor down. So, Jarrett, should I try 45?
No, because it's too high.
It's too high. So what am I going to try? And so 1, 2, in the guess and check writer, what do I write? Guess and check. Going to take it times 2. What am I taking times 2? 16 times 2. Don't write too big over here. Did you get 13?
Yeah.
Okay. Adam, can I bring down my 6?
Yeah.
How do you know?
It's less than
13's less than?
60.
Good. All right. Okay, so which number over to the side is closest to 136, Sergio? 135. So we're going to try 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Want to try a 9?
I think that's too.
Okay, just be quiet. So, what do I write in a guess and check? Alan, what do I write in a guess and check?
16 times 9.
Okay, let's try 16 times 9. Now remember, it's guess and check, so it might not work.
It's not good. And nope.
Okay, how do you know it didn't work?
Because it's too higher than
144 is larger than 136. So what will I try instead?
16 times 8.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. They're equal.
It appears that they're equal. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't write it. Because they're not equal. There's no way they can be equal.
Yeah, because
There are 2 different divisors. There are 2 different dividends. And there's a remainder. If there wasn't a remainder, we could prove they were equal.
I think it's
So we've got to figure this out. Now, there's something in your past, in 5th grade, that, if I remember correctly, we could turn any problem into a perfect problem with no remainder. What did we do? Jared, is your brain going?
Yeah, it's going. I can tell. I'm trying to.
Okay,
his brain.
so I'm going to remind you.
Do we use pens?
We're going to use decimals. Very good. Okay, so erase the remainder. Okay? Erase the remainder. How do I keep going?
Add a 0 to the end.
Put a 0 on the end and it doesn't change the answer because it's after the decimal. So did you see what I just did?
Yeah.
I wrote a decimal after 904, which it's already there, and I popped it up to the top. Now this 0 doesn't change the value. This is 80 tenths, which is the same thing as 8. Correct?
Yeah.
Now, here's what I want you to remember. I am not bringing my decimal down in the problem. Do not bring your decimal down in the problem. Just put it at the top above the doghouse and leave it. If I divide by a whole number, you get to put the decimal in the exact same place it started. Okay? Okay, so I've made this 80 tenths now, and I'm going to decide which number over to the side is closest to 80 without going over. 60. So I'm going to try a 2. Now this is what I like about the guess and check. It's already there. So I don't have to do it again, do I? So I'm going to write the 2 directly above the 0. And what goes down below?
64.
Now remember, I've got to keep going until I end up with 0 remainder. So, what I do next? And we're not really adding a 0, we're putting a 0 on the end. Okay? So now, which number is closest to 160?
150.
Guess and check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
Want to try a 5?
Yeah.
Okay, 32 times 5. Everybody try it.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Oh, awesome. So I'm going to put the 5 directly above the 0 and the 160. And we now know that the actual exact answer is 28 and 25 hundredths. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now we've got to do the same thing over here. So take off the remainder. It's okay.
So much work.
And I usually need to lengthen that top of that doghouse. If I put a 0 on the end of 456 after the decimal, does it change the value? No. Now I want you to notice something. Do you see I left a little space between the 8 and the 0?
Yeah.
That's because I want to go straight down with this, and I don't want to go make it go sideways.
Like line.
Okay, so over here, let's see. Closest to 80. What is it? 75? I don't have to write this, but I can.
5.
So what am I going to try?
16 times 5.
Okay. Everybody try it.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. So where do I write the 5?
On top of the...
Directly above the 0. And where do I write? The 80. Okay. So now we're going to compare answers. You guys remember how we compare answers?
Yes.
Eyes up here. Okay, and it was on a place value chart, wasn't it? Are they the same?
Yes.
Are they the same?
Yes.
Are they the same?
No.
Which one's larger?
5.
So the alligator eats the larger number.
I knew.
You knew it. Okay. Now, I'm gonna take this one step farther for the kids that are ready. Okay? So, and I've only told you this once, I think. So we're gonna learn something new today because you've got fractions coming up soon. So there is a little strategy. Write a great big Q. And then I want you to put an R and a D, kind of like a fraction. If you're not writing this, start writing it now. Now, this is what this stands for. Quotient and then remainder on top of the divisor. Now I'm going to show you something. Lillian, don't talk to her. Okay? So I'm going to write my quotient is 28. Remember? What was our remainder? 8. What's the divisor?
16.
So we said the answer here was 28.5, 28 and a half. Is this 28 and a half?
Yeah.
Isn't that so cool?
See.
Okay, so let's do the same thing over here. We knew this was 28, and what was our remainder?
25. 8.
8. And what's our?
32.
Good. So this is actually 28 and 1/4.
Oh.
A quarter.
Oh.
28 and a quarter.
I know how you got it.
So cool, isn't it? Problem 3. Mine looks different than yours. Okay? You keep doing it in the 4 columns we're used to. I'm going to have to improvise here because this doesn't have a place for 4 columns. So I'll write guess and check over here. And then I'll do check with multiplication right here for mine. Does that make sense? But we're going to do the problem the same way. Now, lesson 23 that we just finished yesterday was 4 digits divided by 2 digits. Correct? Okay. And is this 4 digits divided by 2 digits?
Yes.
The only thing different is what? And since I'm dividing by a whole number, I can move my decimal straight up, directly up, and forget about it. So everybody get it set up like that first. Now I need to make a decision. Caden, where should I put my box here?
On the 83.
I agree. Okay? So the next decision, Yondell, what should I round my divisor to? And it's not really rounding, is it? Okay, it looks like you're going to need 3 of these since I have 3 on mine. And I will skip count by 25s. I usually stop at 100 and then I can go on if I need to. Okay, are you with me? Don't skip writing any of this. I don't want to come over there and catch you slacking. Got it? Okay, so which number over to the side, Alex, is closest to 83 without going over? 75. So 75, 1, 2, 3. So in the guess and check, Brianna, what will I write?
26 times
3. Very good. 26 times 3. Okay, my next question, I think it's going to work, don't you? My next question is, where did I write the 3, Jackson?
You were on top of the 3.
On top of the 3. Very good. I'm regrouping in my head. Is that messing any of you up? Okay, is 5 less than 26?
Yes.
Okay, bring down the 4. So over to the side, I'm looking for a number close to 54, Bryston.
50.
Okay. So in the guess and check, Amiley, what will I write?
26 times 4.
Times 2. Look. So if I put 50 here, divided by 25, I just count 1, 2 to get my number that I'm going to use, okay? So does the 2 work?
Yes.
Where did I write the 2?
On top of the 4.
Oh, very good. Can I bring down the 6?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So literally, I don't even have to do this last one, do I? I know this is 1 times 26. I could if I wanted. I could also write 26 times 1 over here, if that helps. Okay? All right, so I'm ready to check this. Highlighters, please. And I don't have to highlight my remainder, do I?
No.
Okay, there's 2 ways to write this. Put your pencils down for just a minute, okay? Because I want you to choose the way that works best for you. So I want the longest number on top. So I'm going to do 32.1 times 26. That's one way to write it. Don't choose your way yet. The other way to write it is 321 times 26, and this is going to be tenths out to the side. Now we're doing turtle head, so you pick the way that works best for you when you multiply. I prefer it without the decimal. If you take the decimal out, you cannot forget to put it back in. Okay, start multiplying, please. Okay, so I got 8,346 tenths, which is the exact same thing as 834.6. And my arrow's going to be on the other side today, but it does match. Okay? All right, let's go to the next one. Looks like it's 4 digits divided by 2 digits again. We can handle that, can't we? This time, it's showing hundreds.
Did you just start recording?
I'm still recording. Just take care of yourself. Write the problem, pop your decimal up. Andres, what do I do now? Before I round the divisor, I have to do something.
I'll put a box on 40.
Awesome. Put a box around 48. So what will I round this to?
40.
Okay, so what will we skip count by?
4.
Okay. I think you can stop at 28. I'm not positive. Okay, when you get to this point, please look up at me so I know you're ready. Caden, which number is closest to 48? 40. So I'm going to try a 1. Now, here's what kids do sometimes. Look, tell me what I'm doing wrong. No?
You didn't put it on top of the 8.
Well,
No, you have to put, you don't put the number that you estimate.
okay, raise your hand. Grant?
You need to change the 42.
Thank you. And you're right, my 1 wasn't directly above the 8. Don't write the number you estimate. Write the actual divisor. Is it okay if I do 39 times 1 over here if I want to? It's perfectly fine. That might keep you from writing 40 by accident. Okay? So can I bring down my 3? All right. Now, which number over to the side is closest to 93? Brandon? 80. So, Brandon, what's 8 divided by 4? Did he say 2? Okay, so in the guess and check, what do I write, Eduardo?
39 times 2.
Is that going to work?
Yeah.
Okay, the 2 goes directly above the 3. Did you get 15? Okay. Can I bring down my 6?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
15 is less than 39. Very good. I guess I had to skip count way too high. Which one's closest to 156? You think it's 160?
Yeah.
Some of you think it's 120?
Yes.
So we're either going to try a 4 or a 3. Well, it's your choice. I'm going to try the 4. This is part of the guess and check, isn't it? Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're not. Was the 4 correct?
Yes.
Actually, I already knew that because this is the 3rd time I've done this problem today. Okay, get your highlighter. I don't know what you're waiting for. 2 ways to write this. You can write 1.24 times 39. That's okay. You can do it. Or you could do 124 hundredths times 39. It's totally your choice. I prefer to get my decimal out of my way. Yondell, can you quit looking out the door? And have you already checked it? I guess he can tell us if we're doing it right. I added. No?
Yeah, you're right.
I did it right. Okay. Second guessing myself here.
I second guessed myself in the first.
And if this is hundredths, how many digits behind the decimal? 2. So I have a match. How are we doing?
Good.
Okay, let's do at least one more. I think we'll stop after this one. This is not 4-digit.
It's 5.
It's 3-digit divided by 2-digit. But I like this one. This one's it's pretty good.
I like everything about math. Which is
Math makes me happy.
exactly.
Okay, so get the problem written down. Brendan, what should I do after I write the problem? Make the box. Where should I make the box? The 86. Okay, now you notice I went right by the decimal. It's not a big deal. It's still 86 tenths. Okay, so what will I round 41 to?
40.
Bella wants to keep it, but I'm going to go ahead and round it to 40. So 4, 8, 12, 16. I have no idea where to stop. I'm just going to stop there for now. Max, which number is closest to 86? 80. Max, what's 8 divided by 4? 2. In the guess and check, Caitlin, what do I write?
You write 41 times 2.
What you could probably do in your head. The reason I don't do it in my head, does anybody want to know? In case I need it again, I won't have to go back in my problem and look for the answer. I'll just look right here. Okay? So, does it work? Okay, this is a very important question, Logan. Where do I write the 2?
Above 6.
Above the 6. Very good. Oh my goodness, this is way too easy. Can I bring down my 1? Okay.
I wonder.
Okay, now my actual answer is 21 hundredths, right? But if I were going to write it over here, beside the problem, how would I write it?
0.21.
Yes, I would have to put the 0 in front. I wouldn't do that if I were you when we multiply, because that's just going to mess us up. So I'm going to do 41 times 21, and this is 21 hundredths. You can put the decimal in the problem if you want. Is this still turtle head?
Yes.
Gonna try and beat Yondell here. All right, so what do we have?
861 or
Hundredths. 861 hundredths or 8.61 or 8 and 61 hundredths. Okay, how do you feel about it? Okay, here's a question. We're not going to solve it because we don't have, we might have a little bit of time. But the question is, we're going to use greater than, less than, or equal to complete this sentence. 201 divided by 12, 729 divided by 45. And it says justify your answer using decimal quotients. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause it. We're going to do both. Well, why should I pause it? Draw a line down the middle. 201 divided by 12. Okay? We'll do it without estimating. It'll make it go a little faster. Okay? So I already know it's going to probably have a decimal, but I'm going to wait. Okay? So first of all, where should I put my box? On the 20. What should I skip count by here? Totally. I'm going to stop there. I really don't know where I'm going to stop. Okay? So 12 times what? Which number over to the side is closest to 12? I mean to 20.
1.
So 12 times 1. You can write it in the guess and check if you want to. Oh, I didn't go high enough. 60, 72, 84, 96. Okay. So now I'm looking for a number closest to 81. Which one is it? Has to be 72 because we can't go above, right? So 72, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12 times 6 is 72. Where do I write my 6? Above the 1. And I write my 72 here. Oh, this is taking longer than I thought. Okay, so I don't want remainder 9. It says justify your answer using decimal quotients. So I'm going to add a decimal, and we're gonna work this out until it ends up to be 0 remainder. It will. Okay, so which number's closest to 90? 84. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 12 times 7 equals 84. You don't have to write it in the guess and check, but do you know why I like it? Because I can use it again later if I want. Oh, good. Yes.
It's 60.
Okay, so right here I have 60. 12 times what? 5. So my answer to this one is 16 3/4. 16 75/100. $16.75.
Good to know those quarters.
Yes, good to know those quarters. 729 divided by 45. Okay, where should I put my box? Good. Okay, what should I skip count by? I'm going to do 5s. Because I don't know what's coming. I know this is going to have a decimal. I don't know how far out I'm going to have to take it. Okay, so which one's closest? 50. So I'm going to do 45 times 1. Don't accidentally write a 50 there. Did I subtract correctly?
You should have 27.
Okay. Is 27 less than 49? Bring down the
You
9.
should not have 27 since the 5 is larger than the 2.
I regrouped in my head. 12 minus 5 is 7. 6 minus 4 is 2.
Oh,
Okay. I regrouped in my head. Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you. There we go. So which one's closest to 279? 250. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 45 times 5. Ooh. You think that's high enough?
No.
I'm going to subtract and find out if it is.
Nope.
Uh-oh, my remainder's larger than my divisor.
Yeah, it's like you just switched the 2.
So, yeah, I'm going to have to do 45 times 6, aren't I? Well, that's closer. I forgot to write the 6 on top of my 9. Did you guys forget that? Good job. Okay, so I'm going to carry this out with a decimal quotient. So that means I'm going to use a 0, drop it down. And I already know what 45 times 2 is. Do you? What is it? 90. $16.2 or 16.75.
16.75.
Awesome. Okay,
And we have to
good job today.